I'm Eileen McGrath, in case you didn't know, from having seen me so often on TV. But I am a good friend, I hope. He considers me so, a good friend of Rick Atherton. I've known him now since 20-odd years. And I just think that he is a very, very deep and perceptive thinker. And if I have a problem like, for instance, what really is going on out at the dump, or what we should do in terms of the sewer beds, I can depend on him to have a real succinct answer that makes sense. And so that's why I turn to him and have, through the years, seen what he's done for Nantucket.
And I think when you look at the fact that he now has logged about 15 years with the Finance Committee, he's completing his first term as a selectman. We have almost 18 years of institutional experience to call upon. And it's extraordinarily valuable, and I don't think anybody else, or practically nobody else in town government now, brings that kind of knowledge and experience to the game.
And he's not polarizing. I think that's very, very important in a community like this that has experienced that in the past. I think he tries to see both sides of each issue, and he thinks about those things. He is a thinker, and he is not coming to each new issue with a predetermined position on it.
I think Rick's, my dad's, best quality is being able to break things down so that they're understandable. He's done that for me kind of always through my life, and he does that with these large, complicated town issues. He can break it down and explain it to you in a way that really, how it affects you. And I think he puts a ton of time into it. Anytime I'm in the office, he's either running to a meeting or he's got stacks of reports on the floor. I think he puts in a real effort to understand everything he's talking about.
He thinks about things and tries to understand the impact that it will have on all the people involved in ways that might not be at first apparent. And I think this thoughtful, reasoned approach is how I would characterize his service on the Board of Selectmen.
Since becoming a selectman, I found it's very different than just being a member of the town's Finance Committee. The Finance Committee was never on television. People may have seen my name in the paper, but they didn't necessarily recognize me. When you're on the Board of Selectmen, you're on television every Wednesday night, and a surprising number of people watch the show. They call occasionally with comments. More often, it's the Stop and Shop, and that's retail politics on Nantucket. And you're going up and down the aisle, and someone says, "Oh, Mr. Atherton, I recognize you. I'd like to talk to you about such and such an issue." And actually, that's been one of the really enjoyable things about being on the board, is to be in touch with our people on a very direct basis and being able to take their input back to the board's decision making.
Can I tell one about another Nantucket woman who thinks he's just perfect?
I think that would be fun.
All right, let's see if I could. I got to give his exact words.
Tell us when you're ready.
This particular person, I won't say who it is because I just won't. It isn't anything secret, but she's very publicity shy. And she's going to vote for Rick because she feels he's the one. She always turns to see what he has to say when there is a dust up in the selectmen. Better get that wink out of there, but...
Please join us in voting for Rick Atherton for selectman on April 12th. Every vote counts.